Okay, the time is now 2:30, so we'll proceed to the final talk of the session. Our speaker for this talk is Santhawat THANYAWONG, and he'll be speaking on competing mark and job in semantic change and grammaticalization. Please.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Santhawat THANYAWONG from Prince Songkhla University, Pathani Campus, Thailand, and I also affiliated in the Center of Excellence in Southeast Asian Linguistics, Chulalongkorn University, Thailand. And my topic today is about the competing math and sharp in semantic change and grammaticalization. And I'm so honored to have you all here. The first one, I would like to set the scene, and I want to talk about the two observations that bring me to 4 questions. The first one is that I noticed that if it is in the very old Thai, map and sharp would have a different meaning. And here is the example from the Thai old inscription. You can see that map means to be fond of or to like, and sharp means to be righteous. And the second observation is that I found in the later historical text that map and sharp have some kind of convergence to have quite similar meanings. The one is the verb to like, and the second one is the similar frequentative as special markers, which I would like to refer to as FAM or FAMT. Okay, here is the verb to like. Quite similar meaning. You can see that it talk about the psychological state. And the second one, I would like to bring you to the coexisting frequentative as special markers that convey the meaning frequently or usually. You can see from the gloss, and you can see from the translation. Yes. And my question is that sharp, which mean to be right or proper, and sharp, which mean to like and to be fond of, historically related. And the second question is that how do the change in mark and sharp result in the coexistence of the two meanings of the verb like? And in the same way, I would like to know how does the grammaticalization of the mark and sharp result in the coexistence of the similar frequentative as special markers or FAMs. And the second form, which is quite theoretical, I would like to know, are these similar usage challenging a fundamental semantic principle, which we all know in the semantic literature, no true synonym axiom? And in the topic of the no true synonym axiom, the one who reviewed it very, very thoroughly is from Clark, and she says that there is a 3 prediction at least from this axiom. The first one is that word contrast in meaning, so there are no true synonym, and the second one is the established meaning have priority in the expression of meaning, and the third one is the innovative word fill lexical gap and so may not be used in the place of established word with the identical meaning. And this kind of argument would be the backbone of the theoretical study in my research. The presentation outline, I just talk about the setting, the scene, and the rest of the 4 topics are the previous studies and theoretical framework and data and analysis and result, which will include the conclusion and discussion in that part. Okay, I would like to bring you to the next section, the previous study, research cap, and the proposal. You can see that in Thai, there are lots of people, not a lot, several people who study the word mark and sharp, and most of them are synchronic works, and my work was just published in June are the diachronic ones. And I study mark, and I consider my study on sharp, which include mark and sharp in this study, at the better half of this study. Yes. You can see that almost of them are synchronic, as I said, and Enfield is from Lao language. And you can see that in synchronic work, we would say it is not the change, but it is a semantic extension as positive from the semantic relation between meanings. But for me, I do prefer the diachronic one because I do agree that the diachronic data would be a strong evidence for positing change. And the research gap is that you can see that there is no diachronic study, and even in synchronic study, there is no study on interrelation between both words. And there is a different view, synchronic of analysis of the word shop. One is from Tansiri, which I have personal communication, and he said that there is no recent evidence to support that the meaning to be right and to like of the word shop is from the same etymology. And the second one is well established by Jaranjit Bowen, and she said that these two meanings have historically related to each other. My proposal is that Mark and Shaw earlier have a different meaning, but when Shaw underwent the semantic change to like, and then the competition between both words starts, as I will show you in the next in the two next parts. Okay, and the third one, I would like to bring you to the theoretical framework. I use two frameworks. The first one is IITSC, or Invited Inference Theory of Semantic Change by Trocott and Dasher. And the second one is grammaticalization, which there are a lot of people who study this, but I will cite Hopper and Trocott mainly. The invited inference theory of semantic change tell us that the meaning change start by the contextual inference, that the meaning emerged through the inference in a potentially ambiguous context. And after it began having that inference or that nuance, the new meaning will become more conventionalized through the use in the repetition of the context, like that. And in this context, we call pragmatic straightening. And after that, when the new meaning established, like it can be used freely without that context, we will say that it's semanticized. And this is the kind of the backbone of my work too. And the second one is about the grammaticalization, which you know that it is go hand in hand with the semantic change. If there is a grammaticalization, it assumes that it has some semantic change. And my work, you can see that the word shop has two status, like the lexical meaning or lexical form, and the frequentative aspectual marker, which is a full grammaticalized form, and in the intermediate stage, which related to Hopper, Trocott, and Dasher ambiguity in the stage of the meaning development. I would like to bring you to the next section, the data analysis. My data come from the old Thai corpus spanning from 1,357 to 1,907, which split to 5 era as following. And it is tokenized by the word Atakat in the Python platform. And I use the program Ancon to make the word concordant, as well as try to look into the meaningful collocation pattern, which can tell us about the language change. And here is the criteria which I would like to move very rapidly, just in case to show you that there is a criteria in the analysis. Okay. And you can see that I also show the potentially ambiguous context just to make sure that I do not assume the change itself, but try to make sure that I read it from the context. Okay, and this is the part of the word shop. Okay, and here is the result of my study. I would like to make an illustration of my study. Okay, as I told you, these words have a different meanings. And then after Mark grammaticalized into FAMS, what happened? Shaw underwent the semantic change to the verb, which had the similar same meaning. What happened after that? And the competition starts. And then when the competition starts, you can see that Mark try to further grammaticalize, not to try to avoid the true synonym. And what happened when Sharp try to chase and then chase? Okay, you can see that. And I will show the key findings that support my overview. Okay, the first one is that Sharp to be right and to like are historically related according to my analysis. I would like to say that Sharp change meaning into to like because there is a tendency that the less subjective to more subjective is one of the direction of the meaning change. And according to my diachronic data, I see this. You can see that the verb sharp has the pattern like it occur a lot with the now in the mental domain like heart and pratai, which is a royal register, which means heart too, and even sharp plus the word emotion, arom. And this is a kind of the very good example for the inference. I'd like to say that when we talk about the chain and then we see that okay, sharp is mean to be right or to be appropriate according to the feeling. It makes the inference that okay, someone like it. And this is the origin of the inference that I found in my data. And it is a pattern like this in the compound. And you can see that this compound may support syntactic change too, like when sharp, which is a verb, followed by noun, and then the pattern like the verb with subcategorization with transitive object appear in this context too. And so my diachronic data support Jaran Gitbawon synchronic study that these two meaning relate to each other semantically, syntactically. And the key findings too, I would like to bring you to see the competing change, which is the highlight of the research between these two meanings. Okay, you can see from the graph that I got the very nice S-curve that the meaning proper, which is the former meaning of the word sharp, underwent the semantic change, and then it decreased while the new meaning sharp to like gradually increase, and the grammaticalization of Mark gradually increase in the third period, but when it comes to the fourth and the fifth period, it goes up a lot, and you can see that high increase. So according to this speculation, I posit three hypotheses. The first one is that the increase of the word sharp to like has some effect to the decrease of the verb mark to like, and it has some kind of, I assume that there would be a lexical replacement. And the second one is the increase of the verb sharp to like affect to the increase of the frequentative aspect show marker mark to like try to avoid not to make it a kind of the true synonym. And the second one is that when sharp has some grammaticalization and then mark try to run again, just try to flee away and then more grammaticalize. And this is my hypothesis. And to test this hypothesis, I use the causal inference technique called ordinary least square regression analysis. And I write the code powered by Python. And you can see that I cut off the meaning proper because it is not a part of the competition. But the competition begins when sharp underwent the semantic change to mark. And this is my code. And this is the data. Unfortunately, the first hypothesis is not well confirmed. And I will tell you later in the discussion why. But the second one yield the very high result. Like when the verb sharp underwent the semantic change to like, and then mark try to flee away, and then try to underwent the grammaticalization to frequentative as textual markers. And the evidence for the second one is that you can see that in this text, chop is a verb mean to like, and it is the preference use, and mark in this text is the grammaticalized frequentative as textual markers. And the evidence too is that I found that the fourth and the third period has a very interesting pattern, which I would like to take you to now. I found that mark in the fourth period, it just co-occur with jat, which is an area list modality marker in Thai, in only a little proportion. But just only 50 years from that, you can see that it has a very high collocation pattern. And I would like to take you to these two periods. You can see that the collocation of mark with jat has the very high likelihood, and it highly outnumber other words. And this is the evidence that it undergo the grammaticalization, highly go, and I assume that it might be partially, at least, an effect of the word shop. And the second one is that what I noticed in my data is that the word mark in the last period in my text, it co-occur with three types of verb, which it confirm the expansion of the grammaticalization. But the word shop with grammaticalized later just occur with the action verb. And it is the evidence that the grammaticalization not fully developed in that time. And the third evidence is that mark appear outside the negation scope, and it is it had the same distribution with other aspectual marker in that period, and that is the evidence that it fully grammaticalized, because when it appears out of the negation scope, it means that it is not a part of the part of speech verb for sure, because verb should be negated, and in Thai it word order is the negators and verb, and when it appears outside, it means it fully grammaticalized at that time. And the third hypothesis, it is not confirmed too. And the conclusion is that the first question, sharp, which means to be right and proper, are historically related. According to my analysis, yes, and it appears in the pattern compound word, which the first is the verb sharp, and the second is the noun in the mental domain, which cause that inference. And the second one, how the change in mark and sharp result in the coexistence of the similar verbs meaning to like. In my analysis, sharp appear in the context that convey the meaning to like in accordance with one subjective opinion, and it occurred at the time that mark mainly mean to like, and you can see that when it appears like that, the competition happens, as I told you. And the third one is that how does the grammaticalization of mark and sharp result in the coexistence of the similar forms? According to my analysis, mark further grammaticalized when sharp began to convey the meaning to like, and later you can see that sharp began undergoing the same grammaticalization pattern because it is pre-verbal. And what happened is that it made the competition more intense. And this coincidentally occur in the linguistic system that mark is mainly a polysemous word, has one meaning to like and other meaning frequentative aspectual mark aspects. And this accelerate a series of competing chains that I illustrate already. Okay. And the fourth one, are these similar usage challenging a fundamental semantic principle? According to my analysis, no, because you can see that when one word try to have a semantic convergence, like trying to have the same meaning, other words try to flee away and then try to have this different meaning distribution or even more grammaticalization. And my data analysis show that mark exhibit higher degree of grammaticalization, as I told you. The first discussion is why the first and the third hypothesis show no significant relationship, I look into my data and try to study it deeply, and I see that my the first hypothesis might not work because in the third period, maybe data on Mac, I just found only 3 tokens, and the third hypothesis didn't work because the grammaticalization of shop, which I found in the last period in my data, is just a kind of the incipient, like just 2 or 3 tokens too, and that make the regression logistic graph cannot work well. And some parallel pattern I found that the verb shop with emotional domain word noun. In my data, it has some parallelism with external data, like verb come into contact, like just touch and heart, it means to like something touch with heart, it means to like. And this may support my analysis that the inference to like could emerge in that sort of context. And I would like to emphasize my main argument in my study that there is the kind of the phenomena that one word try to make a new semantic distribution or even have more grammaticalization degree. And I want to conclude my presentation that no true synonym is just a strong axiom synchronically and diachronically. Thank you.